Hi, and welcome to the Yarn Habit Geek podcast. My name is Laura. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Ravelry as Yarn Habit Geek. There is also a Ravelry group for the podcast where you can find all the show notes. And this might be a long episode for me because I have a bunch of different segments besides my usual whips. And today we've got a finished object and talking about other stuff. And I am also filming this on Tuesday as I will be away from my filming location doing other stuff. So I will be obviously busy Wednesdays, hence the Tuesday recording. That will be automatically uploaded on the Wednesdays. Well, enough with my little chatter. Let's get started with this week's episode, shall we? Alright, let's get on with whips of the week. Basically, I've had a weird week when it comes to my yarn working schedule. I actually didn't follow it. So, this past week has been working on whatever I feel like, which included finishing stuff that was near completion and that need to get ready for. So, first whip is stored in my Harley Quinn Batman project bag. And it is, if you've been following the podcast, you know what I store in this bag. And that is the Ron Weasley blanket. And yeah, I'm just going to, I finished a square, of course. But oh my god, this is the only boucle square in the blanket, and oh my god, I love the feel of this. Like, I bought the yarn for this last year knowing I would use it for the Ron Weasley blanket. And I am so glad I picked it up, because almost 1 year later, and it's now finally used. And I've also started on the next square for the blanket. Alright, next up is the I said I wasn't gonna show this again, but it's nearing completion. I'm on repeat number 10 now for the Riku scarf from Final Fantasy X-2, and I'm weirdly working on this while I'm playing the game. I'm that weird one who multitasks, playing a game and knitting. So, there is that. Next up is the Wicked Witch socks, which I started on the toe section of sock number 2. Oh, and I am so excited that this will be soon a completed set. Obviously, me just starting to toe, but I'll be working on this faster since I finished the first one. Alright. So next up is my Cozy Memories blanket, and I added in my next square, which is the yarn I use for the Grinch socks that I made for my mom. So, and I love that I was able to get in the stripe. Alright, and next up is actually a new whip that is actually a part of my Doctor Who knit along, which I'll be talking about later on in this episode. But it's the start of the 5th Doctor's cricket jumper, and I will yarn's blowing up, but right now I'm working on the ribbing for the bottom of the front half of this jumper. So here's that. And last up for whips of the week is an amigurumi I had put aside for a while, but I've gotten back to working on her. It's Anna from Frozen, and as you can tell, put on the skirt, but I gotta still add the bottom details, but I've added the collar. I just need to weave in the ends, and I also did the little design on the front of the bodice. Hopefully I'll get more done on her during the week, but that is it for whips of the week. Next up, finished objects. Alright, finished object time, and I just finished this just before I started filming this episode, and it is Winifred Sanderson from Hocus Pocus, and I still have Sarah to do. Although I still need, like, all the crochet work is done, it's just I gotta glue some little bits here, and I'm gonna be adding the teeth, but she is finished. And let's face it, I am a detailist, as you can tell. I added all the patterns on her outer coat, including the back. And so she is basically finished. She is now finished. I'm just gonna add some small little details, but after I'm done this episode, but she's finished. I am so glad. So she is the second Sanderson sister I have finished. The first one was Mary, although I still have a tiny detail I totally forgot to add to Mary. For the part of her outfit, but Winifred is done. So yay, Winifred is finally done, and I am so proud of finally finishing Winifred Sanderson. And that is actually it for finished objects. Next up, we're going to talk about the knit-along. Alright, time to talk about the Doctor Who knit-along. If you've been following me on my social media, you will have noticed I posted a picture of the first prize that I picked up last week, and that is this gorgeous sock yarn set by Sinister Yarns. It is 80% SW Merino, 20% nylon, and it is the colorway Space Oddity. Oh my god, it is gorgeous. So basically I was going downtown to see if I could pick up a Doctor Who project bag, but they were sold out. But I saw this and I knew it had to be a prize for the knit-along. So this is the first prize, and I'm going to be picking up another prize in the near future, but whoever is the winner of the knit-along will get this lovely sock yarn set. It is just, I'm probably going to need to pick up one for myself in the future because this color is gorgeous, but this is for the winner of the knit-along, which started last Friday. So, and stay tuned later on as I'll show another prize for the knit-along. And that's it for this segment. Next up, we've got some stash that we've added to. Alright, we have some stash additions this week, and weirdly, it's all color themed to green. And first up, Vanna's Choice in the colorway the Sea Spray Mist. I picked this up for one of the squares for the Ron Weasley blanket. The same for the next yarn I picked up, which is the Red Heart Super Saver in the Frosty Green. And I'm starting to realize this looks like one of the other colors I actually currently own, but I want to pick up the one that was mentioned in the pattern for the blanket. And next up is the next yarn I'm gonna use in Nakia's Infinity Scarf, which I started on, but unfortunately I have not been able to work on it since I didn't have the next yarn. And even though it's not the same weight, it's the color. And that is this wonderful old yarn from Malabrigo. It's their Rios in the color Hojas. So there we go. But oh my god, it took me so much not to cake this up before I filmed this for the podcast. But after I'm done with this episode, this is getting caked up, and I will be working the next section of the Infinity Scarf from Black Panther. And thankfully, since I got it in the worsted weight, I don't have to hold a double, because the pattern asks for the next section in this color for it to be fingering. So I figured, get the same color, but get it in the worsted, because it was the only one I could find. And I still have 2 more colors to pick up, so. And that is it for my stash editions. We've got one more segment, and it's kind of newish, but we'll talk about that in the next segment. Alright, so this is what's coming up from me. That's going to be happening in the near future. And the first off, if you've been watching my social media pages, you'll have noticed this beauty. And I actually made this. Just like I made the Harley Quinn project bag out of a t-shirt, I actually picked up this fabric from Michaels. And you can see it's got little hedgehogs, owls, squirrels, and birds. And I'm actually going to be making more of these, and I will soon be, once I've got enough in my stock, I will finally be opening up my very first Etsy shop, which is something everyone that is friends with me has been asking that I should do, and also get a table at cons for all the stuff I make. But I will be making more project bags with all this cute fabric, and best part, it's lined. Weirdly, this is my first lined project bag that I made. And right now, all the project bags I'm going to be making will be the drawstring, and the drawstring is actually ribbon, because I like the look of ribbon a little better than cord. But yay, so this is the first, and weirdly, the reason why I wanted to make project bags is because I found this fabric at Michael's, and I knew I had to get it. It's the stained glass from Beauty and the Beast. I had to get it. Like, this will be for a special project bag for me, and hopefully I can find more, because I want to make more of these project bags. But this is definitely the first one is going to be, basically I wanted this for my own project bag, and then I saw other fabrics. And well, this is going to be for a project bag for me. If there's any fabric left over, I'm going to make some more project bags to sell. But I'm going to make the first one for me because I have been... If I can find more of this fabric, I will definitely be making more. Or themed project bags. And lastly, it's about the doll repaint that I've been doing. Now, she is almost finished, and I currently started another one, but I'm not filming the rerouting process of the hair, but I am working on the arm for Symmetra. Like, this is going to take me a while because I'm cutting the foam individually and then having to glue and hold it in place. But Symmetra is almost done, and I'll probably redo the boots, and it's in the future. Oh no, sorry for the shakiness of the camera. I just placed it back on the table, but yeah, so that's a little face up for Symmetra. Yeah, and so Symmetra's almost done, and so I'll soon be editing the video with and putting it up. And actually, that is it for this week's episode. I will see you all next week, hopefully with something else done. But till then, stay crafty, my friends.